What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you all the hottest in gaming news from the industry for April 8th. Scott, we've got a great show today. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that is Scott Savage. On Twitter, he is Savage. Scott, what is happening, buddy?
That's right. Spring is in full swing and the news is heating up. It seems like there's a lot more happening day after day. We're getting into it now.
Absolutely. Don't forget, you can be a part of the show. All you have to do is join us live on twitch.tv/theofficialITG or hit us up on Discord under ITG Daily and, of course, on Twitter at theofficialITG. You can catch this later on podcast services around the world, of course, and YouTube. Scott, we got a wild show today, man. Amazon numbers are coming in. They've got things going, heating up with a partnership over at Pearl Abyss for Black Desert. We've got Dontnod, who's becoming a third-party publisher. And Kojima, is he publishing his next game on Xbox? Should we get started or what?
I think we better get into it because there's some burning questions we have now.
Oh, dude, there's so much going on. But let's get started with Pearl Abyss announces Amazon collaboration to make Black Desert Online free for all Prime Gaming members. Pearl Abyss announced a collaboration with Amazon that will make Black Desert Online free for all Prime Gaming members for April 7th to May 5th. Amazon Prime Gaming members will be able to play to claim new rewards each month as the campaign runs until June 30th. So did you catch that though, Scott? Because you can join it for free from April 7th to May 5th, but the campaign doesn't finish till June 30th.
They get you on the hook, and there's still 2 months in remainder. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I kind of caught that, and I thought, well, that's a unique little twist. Let's get you in, and then once you get hooked, and I know a lot of people are playing that game and loving it already. I jumped in, dude. It is a wild game.
Yeah, I took a look at the character creation, and I'm pretty sure I spent way too much time in character creation. It's just alone.
It's huge, right? It's so massive. And they just announced a new character, Sage, as well. You can be gaining new rewards as you play with that character, along with the whole free-to-play scenario that they've got going for basically just under a month. So let's get you in, get you hooked, and then make you stick around and continue playing, right? Because that is a massive game, and you're not going to finish that game in a month only.
No, definitely not. I think you could spend full-time hours on that game for the course of a month, and I don't think you'd make it.
No, not at all. Not one bit. Dontnod is entering into the publishing realm of third-party developers to help out and collaborate with Danish studio Portaplay. Based in Copenhagen, Portaplay Studio is composed of an experienced team of about 10 people. I thought that was cool. Obviously, Dontnod is a massive studio at this point, coming off of like Life is Strange and Tell Me Why and having massive success. So it's nice to see that they're able to pick things up and help out other developers that are coming along and trying to, make a name for themselves as well. It's not easy when you get into the game of trying to make your own game. So we'll see if Portaplay, they haven't announced what they're working on, but it's nice to see that they're coming in, and we'll see what Dontnod is able to help them with, right? Xavier Span, the head of publishing over at Dontnod, said, as a publisher, we want to offer players experience that are both accessible to the wider audience while setting the bar high regarding themes and quality of design. From our first discussions with Portaplay, it became clear to us that co-producing and publishing this original creation would allow us to expand our portfolio with a game complementary to our in-house productions while remaining true to our DNA. So I gotta think, Scott, it's gotta be something similar in the world of what we're experiencing already from Dontnod with the Life is Strange, those exploration adventure games, right? They're very unique titles, and I love where Dontnod is going. They've got a new one now coming out, True Colors, that looks pretty exciting. It stays in the same vein of Life is Strange. So we'll see what comes out of them. What do you think about this move?
Yeah, it's good to see that the company is still moving forward with their own IP. I saw the True Colors coming out, and I was kind of surprised because I had thought that series was done and over with, but it seems like they've experienced enough success to keep it going. I think that's interesting. But I think I have a slightly different interpretation of what this statement means, because I think Port-to-Play maybe is doing something out of the normal wheelhouse for Don't Nod.
Sure.
So this enables them to test their abilities in a different genre, perhaps, but not risk any of their own name, brand recognition, or very much labor at all. But it's interesting to see two companies coming together to work and produce something of quality. Hopefully that puts Port-to-Play on the map, and we see more from them in the future. I think it could be interesting.
No, absolutely. Yeah, Agent Howell says, I'm glad you could tell me why this producer is good to look out for. Yes, Agent Howell, thank you for joining us, buddy. Troll. You trolling us, buddy? That's not cool. Everybody check out Agent Howell on Twitch. He's a variety streamer. Very cool. Good friend of ours as well. Twitch is making moves. Speaking of Twitch is taking things to the control level of even offline. Twitch today expands its offline service conduct policy to clarify that the platform may punish users and indefinitely suspend their account for things they do outside of Twitch. I thought this was Twitch is massive, and how do you control actions on Twitch? Well, they're able to do that by kind of keeping an eye on things, what we do, what other streamers are doing. But now they want to take things one step further, Scott. And if you're going to be in a hateful scenario, or, we've seen people get banned from Twitch. I can name a few. I think I'll just kind of leave it at that. But now they want to step it up and go, if you're not going to represent Twitch in a positive and, inviting community that Twitch is trying to provide, then they're going to actually take actions, and they will go as far as getting rid of you off of Twitch. What do you think, buddy? Good move?
They want to preserve their public image, I'm sure. And
sure,
there's some content creators that are going to go too far, and in the vein of getting content, there's a certain individual who may or may not be a doctor who has stretched the rules before and violated law in his own home state. So this is a way of them just kind of reining that in, being able to say that is against their conduct. And I guess in a way, everybody who's on Twitch is kind of seen as an ambassador of Twitch. So this is them cleaning up the act, and you can't really fault the company for wanting to do that. And there has to be some sort of line in the sand drawn. So I see that this is that line in the sand, and I think it's pretty fair. The ideas behind a lot of the actionable actions, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Some of the things that they are going to crack down on are pretty abhorrent flaunting of the law. So it's hard to really be in defense of that.
No, absolutely. I agree. I think this is the right move for Twitch. Twitch now is just massive, right? So they got to be able to kind of keep the ropes on certain, I would say, well, basically their entire community. Twitch is huge. It pulls in huge numbers. So when you get discriminated within there because of community, because of a certain streamer, now this gives them the ability to take action. And if you're going to be who they don't think or feel should represent Twitch, they will now basically cut you loose. And yeah, you know what? We're doing the same thing. As if we do something wrong, that's not cool. That's not how we operate. And we do the same thing with our own community, right? We cancel people out of our own community over on Discord and things like that. So they're stepping it up, obviously a lot bigger than us. But at the same time, I think it's the right move. If we want to be inclusive, we want to have an all-inviting scenario here and grow your community, there's only one way to do that, and it's to take action to make sure that they're not disrespected somehow in some manner. You're ready to keep going? My computer is just going all over the place.
Oh, I'm ready.
Woo, man. Okay, I got my computer back. That was weird. All right, you ready? Tencent, buddy. Tencent is back, and they had a report saying, well, I think it's Tencent Studios reported that they've earned $10 billion in 2020. The Honor of King Studio is the world's biggest developer. Reuters reported, apparently, it's making massive numbers. They're also known for the Call of Duty mobile division. They produced the mobile for Call of Duty and reportedly generated $10 billion in revenue in 2020. Now, we jumped on Call of Duty Mobile. I've played PUBG Mobile. We're still waiting, as we touched on the other day, for Apex Mobile, but we'll see if we ever get that. I'm going to keep saying that until we get it. I'm just going to keep going with it. But this is according to Reuters, who talked to people with the direct knowledge of the matter. That would make Tencent Studios, which is owned by Tencent, the world's biggest developer and publication. The publication added. That is huge, dude. Those are huge numbers. The mobile market is a massive industry. And, we talk about video games all the time on our side. But, dude, it is like mobile is huge. Like, it's bigger than consoles or PC when we talk about how much we love all of our gaming and stuff.
Yeah, it's easy to forget. It's easy to ignore. But the mobile side of gaming is actually extremely large. And I believe it was the food in our Discord was talking about Tencent and stating that the list of things that Tencent is involved in or has developed is just absolutely large. And I wasn't aware of that myself, but you look at these numbers, 10 billion, and you can tell there's a lot of motion for that amount of money to come back.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. We have a little update for Deathloop. Deathloop gets updated to share that on Twitter. Phil Spencer took to Twitter and reported that a minute ago. He put it in a video. Release date has been changed to September 14th. Now, you may say, why Phil Spencer? Well, because Phil Spencer and Xbox, the team over at Xbox now basically is Bethesda's now one of their companies. They belong to them. I don't like to use that word exactly, but that's how that's set up now. Bethesda is a first party for Xbox. I thought it was funny to see Bethesda or Phil Spencer come out to say that it's been delayed because Deathloop, Scott, is a exclusive on the PlayStation.
I had thought so.
It is
a little bit of a funny scenario, but part of this Bethesda acquisition was now you're in the Xbox family. You get the Xbox speaker head, and I'm sure a lot of other corporate backroads that they share now. But that's a little bit of a funny situation.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any update as far as PlayStation goes, but when it comes to Deathloop, now look for that on September 14th. Dude, do you think we'll ever see it come to Xbox right now? I gotta think it's a timed exclusive on PlayStation. I can't see it staying there permanently.
I was just going to ask you, do you think the next Phil Spencer comment on this production is that it's coming to Game Pass?
Well, dude, they've been making huge strides, so I wouldn't really be all that surprised at this point, which kind of brings us into our next story, because Kojima Productions reportedly in talks with Xbox to publish the next project. Following up on the 2019 release of the PlayStation launch exclusive, Death Stranding, speculation on Kojima Productions' new project has ignited everything from a possible Silent Hill reimagining to a full Metal Gear Solid remake. But according to VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb, Kojima is currently in talks with Microsoft and Xbox Game Studios publishing the ARM for its next gen game. Dude, how big do you think that would be? Because we've only seen Kojima really come to, as of late, PlayStation, because Konami's been over there, and I don't see us getting a Metal Gear Solid remake. Konami owns those rights. We'll never get that. Dude, as much as I want it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Metal Gear series is encased in ice at the moment. And it's going to be quite a while before that thaws. But anything this man touches turns to gold. So him in talks with Microsoft, first-party studios, any sort of Microsoft studios, it's easy to get excited. And of course, the ideas are flowing of what the next game is. Anything in the Silent Hill universe or Metal Gear, of course, would just be eaten up. Absolutely eaten up. Now, I personally don't really understand the Death Stranding phenomenon. But that's because I haven't dove right into it.
I didn't like it whatsoever. It was just that took walking sim to a whole other level for me. I was so bored in that game.
I've seen it compared to being an Uber driver, Uber Eats delivery man.
Okay.
Which is really funny, but I think it also kind of sums up the idea of the game. And unfortunately, it gets relegated to that image. But I'm hoping that Kojima puts out something of quality, perhaps not Death Stranding 2, But
No.
in any case, it's
No.
exciting news just to see somebody cross the aisle like that.
Yeah, we're starting to see that a little bit more as of recently too. A little bit smaller team is Drinkbox, and Drinkbox has shifted from the Vita side over to Xbox at Xbox Showcase there not too long ago. So that was curious to see that. So we'll see what happens now with Kojima, because dude, that's a huge move. And if Kojima comes over, you think that'll be coming on Game Pass as well? Like, Game Pass is just another part of the discussion at this point, too, over at Xbox, right? Sure, we can get you now an exclusive deal on Xbox, but on day one, dude, you get Game Pass as well? What a move for Xbox, and what a hurt for PlayStation fans.
Yeah, it's funny looking at Game Pass over time, because we all kind of looked at it and scratched our heads. What is the exact purpose of this? You know, what is the business slant? But then it turns out that Game Pass is a very strong selling force now, and all of these things coming to it, it seems so natural.
No, absolutely. I think it'd be a great fit. It'd be a nice touch for Xbox fans, as recently we're getting MLB The Show 21 on Game Pass, something we never thought would see the light of day. San Diego Studios announced that, it's now going to be cross-platform. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, just recently, we just saw the announcement that it's coming to Game Pass. So if we can get that on Game Pass, dude, like the sky's the limit now at this point.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what they come up with next.
I'm waiting for that Twisted Metal release coming out to Game Pass. It's been so long. There's part of me in the back of my head that's really holding out.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get. They keep talking about that. Twisted Metal even got discussion as a movie coming out too. I know.
Holy.
Come on, there's like no story there in Twisted Metal that I would want to see, anyways. It'd be interesting. What do you think about the Twisted Metal series? Are we ever going to see the light of day on anything from there?
Just because it was such a big flash at the time, I want to think it'll come back in some capacity, even if it's just a remaster or something of the sort. But a movie, I was not expecting to hear anything about a movie.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting story. I don't want to say that I'd hate to say it, because I'm just very surprised. I would want to see that movie, actually. I think that might be pretty interesting.
It's definitely not for me. Twisted Metal is definitely a unique series that was, I think, a game of its time. There's one of those things. Could you reimagine a game of that genre? Back then was a blast because of, I think, that time period. To import that game now in the same scenario, I don't think you could have the same success. So I would like to see it, if it does come out, it have to be completely revamped and reimagined, and see what they can do with it from there, Scott. I can't see them just doing it.
They'll pack loot boxes into it somehow.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think it'll adjust very well to that kind of a scenario, but it's hard to say. We haven't seen the game in so long.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We have other news. We got an update on PUBG. This is the update 11.1, reintroduces Paramo, the popular 3x3 map set in the highlands of South America. The update also marks the start of a new ranked season, introduces the new emergency pickup items, expands on the master medal system, and more. So go check out PUBG. Dude, that's still my go-to battle royale game. I still love PUBG.
I need to jump back into that, because there's just been so many different battle royales, and I've been here and there and everywhere. I owe PUBG some time. Go back and check this one out.
That's probably my most played game on Stadia.
Oh.
Dude, I love it over on Stadia. I don't play it on the go, because you are playing a battle royale. I want to play it on the big screen, so I've got my Chromecast connected and I'm playing PUBG that way. But dude, so Crystal and I will hook up and we'll play together, and the two of us will go out and do duos. It's been a long time since I've been back in it, but it's definitely cool. And they've added this new emergency pickup. It's a transport tool, has been added to allow survivors and their squads to quickly move across the battlegrounds to the next safe zone. So you drop this like backpack thing, and the plane comes by, dude, and it hooks the parachute that goes up from it, and it just scoops you all up and you take off.
What?
Yeah. Oh, that is cool. So it's definitely something I want to jump back into. We've been getting the battle pass over on Stadia, so it's kind of kept me in the loop, but it's been a while since I've been there, but I definitely want to jump back in.
Cool. I might have to join you on Stadia because
Let's do
that's
it.
a game that's really enjoyed together for sure.
Oh yeah, solos not really for me. Duos or squads or stuff I'm definitely down for. That's a good time. I even love watching it on Twitch and watching the pros and the tournaments and stuff. That is my go-to game. Scott, you want to take the next one? This one's one I think you're going to be hurting for.
Yeah, all right. We have a bit of an announcement here. There's some news about Stride on the Oculus Quest. Stride is a story parkour action game in virtual reality. Well, that sounds amazing. As long as you can handle that amount of motion, that sounds like it could be quite an idea there. But in Stride, you battle enemies in the canopy of a quarantined metropolis. Experience the feeling of vertigo, there we go, as you stream between rooftops and flow across balconies in your effort to save the city. Your hands are your main weapon. Okay, this is interesting. It's giving me that
Mirror's Edge, dude. It's Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, I could remember the image of the character standing on the building in the red colors, but I couldn't remember.
It's been a long time, right? Dude, it looks so much like Mirror's Edge. It's incredible. But yeah, here's the caveat.
Oculus.
Well, that's just it, right? It's a VR. Dude, motion sickness, heavy, right? So if you get motion sick in VR games, I'd take this one with caution. A lot of caution because, dude, your whole free running thing. So they're working on a couple things. They're apparently working on the whole motion sickness thing. That is still a bit of an effect that people are feeling from the game.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
oh my god! And the other thing they're trying to iron out too is the jump ability. It's not as fluid or natural as they want it to feel, but everything else is just like Mirror's Edge. Dude, I love Mirror's Edge, but I even found playing that back then got me a little motion sickness, and that wasn't even in VR.
I actually recall that feeling as well. I don't think you're alone on that one. When you get up to full speed and you cross some big expanses and you just get a slight look at the city and just how big everything is. Oh. Yeah, you can definitely feel it.
No, for sure.
Having something like that on Oculus, I'm glad you tapped me for that because I'm excited. Anything on Oculus is already just blowing my mind, but something, Mirror's Edge, to explain it badly, Mirror's Edge on Oculus. Oh man. That's amazing.
No, definitely a cool idea. I want to definitely test it out. There is a beta coming up this weekend, so head over to stride.com and check that out. You might be able to get into it. They're letting a few people in. So you got to sign the whole NDA. You got to have your Oculus account linked and all that kind of stuff to be a part of that. But yeah, definitely check that out if you have the Oculus Quest is what they're looking for testers right now. Let's get on to Two Leaves and a Bud Tea Garden Simulator, coming to Steam on April 14th. This is a tea farm and factory management game. Two Leaves and a Bud, dude, really? Like Tea Garden Simulator brings the real world farming and processing techniques into a fun-filled and challenging gameplay, taking a combination of understanding the age-old craft of tea production and managing the business operations. Does that sound fun to you at all, Scott?
Not quite anything I ever dreamed about getting into, but
nope. It seems interesting though. Needless to say, it looks like it's a chill game. Let's keep going.
Does. It's reminding me of some we've played in the past, but this is very, very themed.
very. Two Leaves and a Bud Tea Garden Simulator. Right up there with Lawn Tractor Simulator. What was that one we saw on Xbox ID at Xbox Showcase? Yeah, Lawnmower Simulator or something like that. I was like, what? Oh, come on, really? But either way, let's get into the JRPG. Edge of Eternity releases on June 8th for PC. The Grand Tale and Hope of Sacrifice will also be announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S in Q4 2021. You getting into this one at all? Edge of Eternity?
I have not heard of this one specifically, actually, so I'm gonna have to follow this up by
It looks cool.
taking a little look.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool. The Colonists is coming to PlayStation and Xbox and Switch on May 4th. Corey and I actually reviewed that on PC way back in the day. They've made some adjustments now that it's coming to console, so definitely take a look for that one. And then a new one is coming out, is a 4 versus 4 tower defense battle arena in development by Kinship Entertainment and will be produced be published by Gamigo in Europe and North America. An ever-growing world filled to the brim with gripping stories and diverse characters awaits the player in Skydome. This is a free-to-play tower defense MOBA game, Scott. Sounds cool. I checked it out. It's an isometric view, so you have that top-down view. So very League of Legends, Dota-esque kind of thing, but they've added in the tower defense scenario. What do you think?
That's interesting. Just gives you a little bit more, play with the map, I suppose, because League of Legends is very, the same game every time, basically.
Yeah.
The character is the only thing that varies. So this just gives you, I guess, a little bit more of a depth of strategy.
Yeah, definitely curious to see how that one plays out. It had the trailer itself looks very Fortnite-esque art style inspired.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how it transforms over into this. Dude, I'm looking for the next MOBA to play, right? So they were inspired by huge games in the MOBA genre, but they wanted to put a bit of a twist on it. Definitely curious to see how that goes. We also got some new DLC, the Streets of Rage 4 DLC, Mr. X Nightmare, publishing co-developer Todimu, I think that's how you pronounce that, with co-developers Lizard Cube and Guard Crush Games today announced their smash hit Streets of Rage 4 is receiving paid DLC. Mr. X Nightmare, the DLC is adding 3 new playable characters and a special survival game mode later this year on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Currently, the title, Streets of Rage 4, has sold 2.5 million copies that have been downloaded across all platforms. Dude, that game is selling hot. It's going well.
Yeah, I jumped into that one myself, and I was very impressed. Not my normal type of game, not my regular foray, but
sure,
I enjoyed Streets of Rage, I have to say.
No, we do actually review that over on the show, so make sure you check out our weekly show at InsideTheGame.ca or TV networks around the world. Also coming up is, dude, I gotta skip part of that title. The handheld probing is now available and possible with Destroy All Humans coming on the Nintendo Switch on June 29th. There's a word I skipped. I'll leave that with all the viewers. For sure. Let's get on, because I see the show is getting a little late today, so we'll keep going here with Merge Games adds to Stadia a list of platforms for the highly anticipated cyberpunk-infused comic book style for closed. Merge Games and Anab Studios are thrilled to announce their stunning futuristic action shooter for closed will now be coming to Google Stadia platform in addition to the previously revealed PC, PS4/5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and the Nintendo Switch. Dude, like, there's just so many game titles or consoles to list now. It's nuts.
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't figured a way of abbreviating it shorter, because seeing them, it lasts a whole line of your screen.
Yeah. The Xbox Family. How would we just put that? PlayStation Family. There you go. Xbox. You can send your rights over to me when you're done with that one. They take inspiration from titles such as Deus Ex and Max Payne and the Frank Miller graphic novel Hardboiled. Foreclosed is a striking display of narrative-driven action where the players take control of brain implant abilities, high-tech weaponry, and a diverse skill tree system, all encompassed alongside a striking cyberpunk graphic novel aesthetic. Dude, they had me at Deus Ex.
Yes, this one looks very interesting. I'm quite curious to see how this one works out, for sure. It's giving me the it looks kind of like a super hot effect in some sections, and sure. I'm a huge fan of super hot.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks cool. I like the comic book-esque feel. I'm a big comic book fan, so to see something like this definitely looks cool. Now, Scott, this is getting to the end of the show where we give you what is out for today. Scott, what is on the list for today?
Yes, we have quite an interesting and exhaustive list here, so bear with me because I will run down some of them quite quickly. But first off, we have Cozy Grove, or Cozy Groove rather, for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Then we have a title called What the Dub for PS4, Xbox One,
What?
Switch, and PC as well.
What the zub?
Luck Slinger. That's right. Luck Slinger is coming to the Xbox One. And then here I have a lot of Switch titles here. So I'm going to run down the list here of Switch titles. There is Island, Don't Give Up, A Cynical Tale, Sakura in Gameland, Potion Party, Always Sometimes Monsters, Super Foulist 2. Now this one is an interesting title. Delicious Pretty Girls Mahjong Solitaire.
Come on.
That's a bit of a long one there. And I have another larger title here.
Oh my god.
Pixel Game Maker Series, Asya Berry, Horiojo, Holland Slash.
Well done, buddy.
I'm
Well
not
done.
sure exactly what the title refers to, but I am curious. We'll be checking that out shortly. Then we have Legends of Talia Arcadia, Astro Aqua Kitty, Zilla, The Mysterious Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And then to the Switch and PC, we have Graviter. But that's not the end. We also have a lot of PC titles here, so I'm going to list off a few of them. There is Classified Stories, Viking Vengeance, Potion Party, Before Your Eyes, Astro Dogs, Traffic Jams, Times Infinity, In My Shadow, Space Slurpees, Cyber Neon, Ink Slinger, and Scarlet Hood and the Wicked Wood.
Wow. Man, there we go. That, dude, is a list. Anything there stand out for you?
Not exactly. There's so much there that I'm sure one of them is going to be interesting, but I haven't took a deep dive into any yet.
So the Mysterious Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I was like, whoa, what is that? I saw Viking Vengeance too. I've seen the trailer on that one. That one looks cool. But this is ITG Daily, and that's going to wrap up our show. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. And of course, don't forget, you can join in live at twitch.tv/theofficialitg, where you can submit your questions or hit us up on Twitter at theofficialitg. Hit us in Discord as well, ITG Daily. We're there. We can answer all your questions live on our show. You can find our services later on podcasts around the world, and of course, streaming television networks. Until tomorrow, everybody, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you inside the game.